but let's just get rid of it. That's the reason why we moved it out, because it's not a true testing object. And I can delete this, because I can say, I don't want conceptually that to be part of this object. This object will still work without a main. It just needs another testing object to do anything. So that's it. Go on.
So, do you still want us to have a main in our two numbers Java class?
Fine.
Able to run and show that output?
For this lab, yes. For future labs, no. There should never be a main in the computational object after this week. Does that answer that question?
Yes.
This lab is going to show you that I could have main at 3 different locations. One in the computational object, one in this testing object. Now remember, I keep calling this word computational object, testing object. So if it's an object, I should be able to remove main and still work. So I'm going to come up with a new class. And I'm going to call it save as. And now I'm going to call this test.java. I am going to steal the beginning part so I don't have to type it. And this would become test. And this would become test. And I don't have any of these class constants. And I have the closing curly brace. And the only thing I'm going to move in, because we said we should not have to have a main, I'm going to extract the main. I'm going to put it in test. Now I'm going to make sure that everything still compiles to prove you that's still compiled. Rectangle tester still compiled without a main. And test compiled. So can I run rectangle now as an application? No, because I don't have a main. Can I run rectangle tester as an application? No, I don't have a main. Can I run test as an application? Do I still get the same output set?
Yes.
Okay, this is true oops. Okay? Because we have followed the rules on computational object, on testing object. And then we have this, Java forces that have it. We have to have some class that has a main in it just to start this stupid process, alright? We don't have a choice in that. This is true oops. So now, Seth, we're going through this for this lab. For the next lab, do you want to have a separate test.java, or leaving main in rectangle tester would be good enough?
I would think that leaving in rectangle tester would be good enough. It would seem simpler.
Okay, I agree with you. The point of this lab is to show you what main is and what main is not. Main technically is not a class method of anything. It is not a rectangle tester class method. It is not a rectangle class method. But we have to do it someplace to start because we don't have a choice. This is true oops. I'll be the first one to tell you creating this test.java is annoying. when all I have to do is have my testing object and put it down here and say, you know something, I can live with this. Because it is a testing object, and I have to start it someplace. I can live with this. Notice this testing object, we don't have any class variables. Okay? The computational object is going to be surprising if we don't have class variables. We don't have a constructor. We don't have getters and setters. So while this is an object and it passes the definition, it's really just a testing object, which is not as good as the computational object. Does that make sense, Seth?
Yeah.
Does that answer all your questions about that lab, Seth?